This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia State has recorded 3 new cases of the novel coronavirus, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Well, the 3 cases were among the 338 new cases confirmed by the NCDC last night. The global spread of the coronavirus means that many people will now need to take certain steps to help reduce its transmission. Regular hand washing is one of the main ways to help prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. People should use plenty of soap and water to wash their hands for at least 20 seconds, especially after traveling on public transport, being in public place, coughing, sneezing, blowing your nose. And if a person is not able to use soap and water, you can also make use of hand sanitizer containing at least 60% alcohol. Washing your hands with soap and water sanitizer, hand sanitizer helps kill any viruses on the hands that people may come into contact with. And people should also avoid touching their eyes, their nose and mouth with their hands, especially if they are unwashed. This can help limit the spread of the germs and reduce the likelihood of getting them sick. Welcome to the first edition of the program for this week, Abia State COVID-19 update. On this program, we highlight daily reports of the Interministerial Committee on the Control of COVID-19, as well as Abia State Governor Okezie Ikwazu's efforts in ensuring that the state is safe from the virus. Welcome. My name is Michael Oni. It is running simultaneously every weekday, Mondays through Fridays, on several radio stations, live on BCA 88.1 FM, Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, all in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. We're also live on Buzz 89.7 FM Aba and Real 99.1 FM Aba. Of course, you know Aba is the commercial capital of the state. More than 4.8 million cases of COVID-19 have been recorded worldwide, including at least 316,000 deaths, while over 1.8 people have recovered. Now, the coronavirus is affecting 213 countries and territories. And meanwhile, the UK's daily figure for coronavirus deaths has dropped to 170, the lowest since the day after lockdown began. And of course, Nigeria recorded 338 new cases of the COVID-19 as the total number of cases inched closer to 6,000. And Nigeria has so far tested 33,970 persons since the beginning of this pandemic. And a breakdown of all the confirmed cases so far showed that 5,959 infections have been reported in this country since the index case in February. And of that number, 4,183 cases are still active, and 1,549 have recovered and have been discharged, and 182 deaths have so far been reported. And so far, only 2 states, Kogi and Cross River, have not reported any case in the country. And in Abia State, we have 5 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 4 of those cases are active because one has been medically managed and discharged. So today on Abia State COVID-19 update, we are turning our attention to the lockdown, especially as far as those border communities are concerned. And today we're turning our attention to Ikwuano local government area of Abia State, as we have the transition committee chairman of that local government right in the studio, Mr. Stanley Ojigbo. Glad to have you join us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's quickly go straight to the business of the day. Can you highlight some of the communities, some of the villages, some of the communities and villages that are border communities, border villages to Akwa Ibom State?
Thank you very much. We have 2 major local government areas from Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
That has a common boundary with Ikwuano local government, and that's in a local government and Obot Akara local government. And in Ikwuano, we have identified 30 traditional route paths.
30 traditional route paths. Okay.
Now, in Ariamosaka, we have 12 route paths from Akwa Ibom to Ikwuano. In Oloko clan, we have 10. In Ibere, we have 5. And in Oboro, we have 3.
Okay.
So, these are the areas that have direct. In fact, all the clans in Ikwuano have direct border with Akwa Ibom local government, Akwa Ibom state.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, you see, we are the ones on the field. We are the ones getting the pressure.
When you say you're the ones on the field, what exactly do you mean?
Now, we have, in these border communities, we have our enforcement team. We have the local vigilante.
Okay.
Working on duty 24 hours, trying to make sure that the local government is under lock and key.
Okay.
Now there is a relaxation of the lockdown, but it doesn't affect.
A partial relaxation.
Yes, partial relaxation of the lockdown, but it does not affect we that are in the border. The border is under lock and key.
To avoid interstate movement.
Yes, to avoid. There are some people that are allowed to make use of the road.
Can you just list the categories of those that are allowed to make use of the road?
The medical personnel, the pharmaceuticals, nurses, doctors, those in communication, they are the ones allowed to make those carrying food items.
So if you're not in that category,
you will not be allowed.
You will not be allowed
to pass through Ikwuano local government. And like last, almost every week, every day, we turn back trucks carrying, instead of them to carry cement, they will carry human beings with cement. Instead of these trucks carrying oil, cartons of oil, they will pack some cartons of oil, and the remaining space, they will now pack human beings there. And now, the point is, before my team, we are closing by 12 o'clock. So when they now discover that lapse, you see them coming and using the road by 1 a.m. to maybe early, around 4. Most of them will stop. But now we are now walking around the clock to make sure that everywhere is under lock and key. That is now you now see that the pressure increased. 2 days ago, we turned back 2 trucks carrying 57 human beings coming from Akwa Ibom. That one unannounced.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to break that down again, because it's surprising when we have interstate lockdown.
Yes.
And of course you will be imagining how they escaped other states before getting to the border between Akwa Ibom and Abia state.
You see, that is the problem we have on hand. This is a common enemy that needs concerted efforts. All hands must be on deck. Every person must come out to make sure that we fight this battle. It is not something only Abia State can do.
TC Chairman, we've had situations where some of these persons trying to make their way into Abia State make use of alternative routes. You know, you've been able to identify some of these alternative routes. It may not be the major road, but some villages are border villages to Akwa Ibom State. And we've had situations where they make use of some of these alternative routes to make their way into Abia State.
In Ikwuano, we have blocked them. All these routes I've mentioned, the alternative routes are the traditional route paths. We have blocked them.
How
with
did
trees.
you achieve that?
We use trees to block those areas. We cut trees to make sure that those areas are blocked.
What's the shift? Move the trees.
We have our men on ground. You can't do that. The only way they can come in before was through the express.
Okay.
Now we have 24 hours policing, so it is difficult for them.
Interesting. It is Abia State COVID-19 update. It's a program that runs through Mondays through Fridays, and of course on several radio stations in the state. We take a look at the Interministerial Committee on COVID-19 set up by the Abia State government. We take a look at their activities, and of course we're turning our attention to the border communities today, especially as far as Ikwuano local government is concerned. We have Mr. Stanley Ojigbo, the TC chairman of that local government, very much in the studio. Now, another question is your safety and the safety of your men, those that are ensuring that the borders are locked, especially at that axis. Are you adhering to the precautionary measures, social distancing? It might be difficult trying to stop the movement of these persons as you're trying to ensure that they do not make their way into Abia State.
Thank you very much. You know, we are those ones, apart from the medical team, the enforcement team are on the front line. We are on the front line. And before they were inaugurated, we had aggressive sensitization of the people, which we are centered on exposure risk of the COVID-19 pandemic, the symptoms of it, how it is being spread, and protection instructions. So they are already armed. They know that this is a deadly thing. It's life and death.
Okay.
And we make sure that apart from the ones governor provided for us, all the face masks, sanitizer, we make sure that we also assist in providing both for the police, because what I did, apart from I fumigated the police stations, the army stations, and I provided the face masks and sanitizers to them. So my men on the border, they are covered and they know what they are there for. So they obey all the COVID-19 protocols to make sure that their safety.
I know there are some persons that come from Akwa Ibom State for business transactions, especially as far as gari, cassava is concerned, and some other crops now that is being cultivated in your local government. And we've heard compromise coming from those living at those axes. I don't know if you heard, probably you have an idea of what goes on, especially at those villages.
I want to say here that apart from, attention should be now moved to communities.
Okay.
This community infections is a major problem. The interministerial committee should have a refocus and a redirection in that area. Now, the people have been told in Ikwuano the danger of letting these people come in. You either prefer your life or you prefer gari or okra. So they now know that, look, we have shifted that responsibility,
so that
ownership responsibility to the people. They are now the overseers of their communities. Now, what are they doing? They have to know people that have symptoms of that, identify the people that have symptoms, and tell them, look, because if you close your mouth, you want to die. Now, those are the borders. Yes, we have common age-long relationship with them. Yesterday, I was talking with the local government chairman, and because we are meant to have a meeting today.
Okay.
We now shifted it to Friday. Now, the way we are worried, that is the way they are also worried.
Interesting.
I'm just telling you the truth.
So your counterparts
from Akwa
Ibom State,
yes,
they're also worried.
They are worried. So
we don't have movement of vehicular movement from Abia State into Akwa Ibom, but we've had a whole lot of movement from that end down to Abia.
No, the
problem is coming from
because
that
that was my complaint to them. That was when I had the last meeting with them. They said that they don't know. Maybe they are using some of these routes to come in. Because I complained that, look, the pressure is out of this world, kind of. That are you people now not, you don't know what this scourge is, that has the tendency to ravage the entire world. He told me that, look, they are doing 24 hours of duty.
Okay. All right. It is still Abia State COVID-19 update. We'll take a break now. When we return, we want to know the level of awareness of those at that end of the state. And of course, we want to know the safety of the health workers in Ikwuano General Hospital. We understand that government distributed PPEs, that's protective equipment, personal equipment to primary health centers across the state. So we want to know, want to hear from the TC chairman of Ikwuano local government area of Abia State this morning.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.
Well, it is still Abia State COVID-19 update live on BCA FM, Flow FM, Vision Africa Radio, Buzz FM, and Rail FM. All in Abia State. They got on state. And my name is Michael. We still have here very much in the studio TC chairman, Ikwuano local government area of Abia State, Mr. Stanley Ojigbo. And let's turn our attention in your local government to the level of awareness. Are they aware, especially those staying in your local government, residents of your local government, are they aware of this pandemic, and how did they receive the news of the coronavirus pandemic?
Thank you very much. We have sensitized the people of Ikwuano very well on this pandemic, and the traditional institution, the traditional rulers who are the custodians of our culture and tradition, we held a meeting and sensitized them on what this pandemic is all about. The president generals, all the village presidents of the 57 village youth presidents, who have sensitized all. The market people, like today, there is ongoing market in Ariam.
Okay.
Before you enter that market, you must wear your face mask. You must wash your hands. My team are there on ground monitoring full compliance of the directives. If you want to buy, you must make sure that you are equipped. You have your face mask. And the person that is selling must also have face masks and have running water by the side. The people are aware of it. They know that this is something that that will lead to death, if not obeyed. The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. So now, if you don't obey this, the COVID-19 pandemic protocols, which means you want to die, and nobody wants to die, and that is why we now said, okay, in the rural areas, in the communities, we have to allow them to take personal responsibility. You know that, look, this is what is happening now. If in your neighbor is having some symptoms, you know that your neighbor is having some symptoms, you have to report. There is that community ownership.
Okay.
Every person becomes an overseer. In Ikwuano, they are fully aware of the dangers of this COVID-19 pandemic, and that is why they are adhering strictly to all the public health measures in Ikwuano.
Okay. If you want to be part of the conversation this morning, the lines are open now. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. On the SMS line, good morning, Mike. Good morning to our guest, Mr. Stanley Ojigbo. Mike, do you know that those at the borders are not being sincere? Some have turned into a period of financial creation. Can you imagine a park at gate? I'm sure the gate at Umahia, the capital of Abia State, loading Onitsha this morning. You know what it means. That's coming from youth's coach. Okay. Hello, good morning to you.
On the SMS line, good morning. Hi, good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning to you.
And do you know that those are the borders?
I can hear you. All right, you're welcome. What's your name? Okay, go on with your question, your contribution. Okay, I think we lost that. Hello, good morning to you. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Move away from your radio set, please. Good morning.
Good day.
You're welcome.
I'm calling from Umahia.
What's your name?
My name is Colin.
Welcome, Collins.
Based on the lockdown of the thing and the borders, it's very, very challenging because people are still traveling one way or the other to these various states. And we were told there is a lockdown. And you know, if people are being infected,
Oh, we did lost that again since the lines are very bad this morning. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Norman the Prophet from Mumbai.
Okay.
What this is about this coronavirus is that Nigeria is putting up the lockdown while the number of infected is decreasing on daily basis. So now, what other countries of the world like the US and England, the number is decreasing, then they are now easing up the lockdown. Now, how are we going to balance it that the number is increasing and the lockdown is being eased off? When we do it that way, when it increases the affected with it. So, but coming to other states, I think to not pass these 3 persons that have been that have contacted us. Go the end of the day. We will overcome it because when you hear the number, the other country, it is scary.
All right, your time is up. Thank you very much, Lawman. Hello, good morning to you. Please move away from your radio set. Good morning. I will have to let you go. Thank you. Okay, on the SMS line. Okay, this is incomplete. Okay, let's see if we can take this before we wrap up things this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Michael Noni.
Good morning to you.
Okay, good morning, Right Honorable, the Easy Chairman.
You're welcome.
Okay, sir. No, this is Uche Mogu, first of all, calling from Isialangwasa.
Welcome.
No, okay, I want to talk, I hope it's not in Ikwuano only. In Isialangwasa also, we have a common boundary between Abia State and Imo State. Then, at Owarenta here, the kind of movement I am seeing there, I wonder, while we have security agents there, no, they are allowing people passing through the show and from another motorist, they passing forward. So they have to be careful. Please, for you people to urge them to be careful, because this virus is real.
All right.
And we cannot, by God's grace, we cannot allow it to enter into this state again. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you for your contribution, and that's how far we can go this morning. Many thanks to our guest, Mr. Stanley Ojigbo, the TC chairman of Ikwuano local government area of Abia State. Thank you very much for being part of the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Do not forget, it's very important to stay safe and take responsibility. Many thanks to the partnering stations, BCA FM, Flow FM, Vision Africa Radio, Buzz FM, and Real FM. The program returns tomorrow. My name is Michael Oni.
This is Abia COVID-19 update.
Abia COVID-19 update.